If I could go back in time, what would I tell my skinny 16-year-old self, along with my 16 skinny-year-old friends, except for my boy Reza here, who wasn't super skinny, who had a little bit of pudge on him. But that's okay, because he's done glowing up now if you've seen him lately. Basically, that's the topic of today's video. I would like to go over basically that. As you can see, I was pretty skinny here. I think this was like a size medium, maybe even a small t-shirt, and it was still a little bit loose on me. If you can see a little bit in the arms there, it's still a little bit loose, but that's okay. That was a long time ago. I've managed to put on some decent size since then. With a combined total of over 15 years of lifting, I could say I have gained some pretty good experience. Throughout those 15 years, I've also spent 10 years of my own personal time researching this. That would be through videos, articles, reading books, paying for courses. I have spent thousands of dollars of courses over the years, which was all cool and all, but it was pretty expensive. But I would say it's all worth it because over those 10 years, I have managed to kind of amalgamate this huge little thing of big book of knowledge here in my brain that is full of just sometimes pointless knowledge about how to do curls properly. But hey, I think it could be useful for some skinny young natural guys just like yourself. Because I was in your shoes and I know what it's been like. I've been there too. As you've seen in some of these pictures, I've been there before. So if that does sound like you, if you are a young skinny guy who's trying to put on muscle as a complete natural, maybe you've been struggling for a couple of years at this, late teens, maybe you're in high school, maybe you're in your early 20s, maybe you got a job, maybe you're in college and you're busy and you don't have a lot of time in the gym, then this is who I make these videos for. If you're feeling lost about building muscle as a natural young skinny guy, I understand. I was you in the past, and I know what that's like. I remember being 16, 15 and feeling sometimes invisible because I was so skinny, and I gotta tell you, it kind of sucked. So this is a message from your future self who has been there, who has stumbled, and who has found your way. Okay, so what is my promise to you in this video? Basically, I want to share the honest, heartfelt advice I'd give my 16-year-old self if I could go back in time. This is going to be advice that would save me years of frustration and wasted effort inside the gym and wasted effort in the kitchen as well. This video is going to be about core shifts and perspective, not just about your sets and your reps, which are also important. The plan with the video is to go over 3 pieces of wisdom that would change everything, would have changed everything, and also a warm invitation to what I wish I had back then. I'll try to go over everything pretty quickly. I hate for these videos to last too long. Okay. So, some key lessons for my younger self. It's going to be 3 things. Number 1, be patient, be consistent. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. In the past, I was pretty obsessed with instant results. This had me pretty discouraged from time to time because I wasn't seeing instant results all the time. And that's just something that comes with being a natural lifter. If you're not on gear, you're not going to get these super crazy fast results that you typically see on the internet. A lot of those guys that you see on the internet, a lot of these fitness gurus, they're on gear, and sometimes they're lying to you about the results that might be achievable for someone who's a skinny, young, natural guy just like yourself. So the truth is that natural muscle growth takes consistent effort over months and months, and sometimes for real nice, crazy progress that might even take some years. So what is my advice? My advice to you, if this happens to be, that's wrong. My advice to my 16-year-old self, if I could go back in time, would be stop obsessing over the weight scale, and I would tell myself to stop comparing myself to others. And when I say others, I don't really mean my peers, because my peers were all other 16-year-olds, and only 1 or 2 of them in my age group would actually be pretty jacked. A lot of them were just skinny, young, natural guys just like myself. When I say others, I'm really talking about people that you see online. Nowadays on the internet, in today's world, it's super easy to compare yourself to all these fitness gurus who are a little bit older than you probably, who are super shredded, super giant, and they tell you that it's easy when in reality it's not. I would also tell myself that this is a marathon, it's not a sprint. I would want to focus on showing up consistently for my workouts, consistently eating my meals, and a big thing would be to focus on sleep, because I know as a 16-year-old I barely slept for some reason. I'm sure that's a lot of you guys too. Small, consistent efforts also compound incredibly, or in other words, all those small wins add up and they're super good. I would tell myself to trust the process, focus on getting stronger in my lifts, and focus on my form. And just like I said, most importantly, that consistency is like the magic solution here. If I was to consistently be in the gym since I was 16 up until now, I'm 26, a decade later, I would have been huge. But since then, I've skipped plenty of workouts, and I've done months of, I've taken monthly, 4, 5, 6 month hiatuses from working out. So I wish I was consistent since then too. My own personal experience is that I used to program hop, and I would jump from program to program, and that really led nowhere. The real change came with long-term consistency. Number 2, I would want to tell myself to focus on the fundamentals, to master the basics. In the past, I was distracted by these advanced techniques and flashy isolation exercises. A lot of these exercises were super complex, and although they were complex, they were not necessarily the most functional. They were usually complex just for the sake of getting views online. And although those lifts are cool and fun to do sometimes, if you're a young skinny lifter and you're focused on getting gains, then you're better off focusing on those core compound exercises. So basically your compound lift stuff that you do on a barbell, like in this example, the deadlift, your bench press, your squat, your barbell rows, or if you're trying to hit your shoulders, your overhead press. Those core lifts are going to be your bread and butter as a young, natural, skinny guy. So the truth is that a strong physique is built by mastering the fundamentals. It is a focus on consistent progressive overload on the compound lifts, like I just mentioned, along with consistently hitting your calories and making sure you hit your protein goals for the day as well. So what is my advice here? My advice is to forget crazy splits and obscure isolation exercises. Get strong on the basics, like I just said, your squats, deadlift, bench press, overhead press, your rows. Absolutely perfect your form. Every time you get in the gym, either aim to hit more reps on an exercise or aim to hit more on the weight if you can for that specific exercise. That's where the real magic is. Nutrition, just hitting your protein intake every day as well as your caloric surplus every day. My own personal experience is that I wasted a lot of time doing this I wasted time not doing this stuff until I stripped back to the fundamentals. So going back, I would definitely tell myself to focus on those fundamentals and again, master the basics. Okay, number 3, I'm going to bring my notes over here. I'm hurting my neck trying to read like this and also go through old photos at the same time. Number 3, find your tribe, seek guidance. You don't have to do this alone. In the past, I did all this by myself. I learned on my own. I taught everything I knew. And a lot of my friends and family didn't understand my goals. A lot of them were confused why I was trying to eat so much. They thought I was just going to get fat, which for a portion I did. If you guys saw that picture, I might have scrolled past it earlier. But I relied on random internet forums, a lot of this on Reddit, and I was just constantly guessing. The truth here is that a supportive community along with expert guidance is going to make all the difference. Or in other words, if you surround yourself with people who have success in this domain, with people who have done this before and know what they're doing and know what they're talking about and have had success for years, it makes it super easy. Because why would you try to teach yourself all this information like I did over the years, as well as pay for the information, which gets quite expensive, when you can just ask these people and they will tell you how to do it in 30 minutes. Basically, it's a life hack. It's an easy shortcut to achieve your goals. If your goals are to put on natural, real strength and muscle as like a young, skinny, natural guy. So my advice I would tell myself is to make friends in this, find people I could work out with, find mentors, find people who've done it already. I would try to find a community of like-minded individuals who are on the same path as myself. So I would get around other young skinny guys who also have the goal of putting on muscle and bulking up. Seek a mentor, seek a coach who's already achieved what you want, like I just said. Get some clear guidance and help navigating challenges. It makes challenges easier when you have clear guidance and someone who can direct you or guide you on the direct path. My experience is that my progress accelerated dramatically once I found a supportive community. In other words, once I started asking people who were ahead of me and who knew what they were doing, it made my time in the gym and in the kitchen much easier, because it's way easier to learn from a friend or someone you trust rather than trying to figure out something on some random Reddit post online. So this is your opportunity to start right. I just want to give a quick shout out to myself. But yeah, that's my advice to my younger self. Be patient, also be consistent, focus on the fundamentals, the compound lifts, none of that bullshit isolation exercise. Like I used to just sit there and do curls for my entire workout, which is kind of silly. Find your tribe, seek guidance, or, find people who have done it before, who have achieved the goals you want. These are the foundational principles. If this resonates with you, you're feeling lost and you want a clearer path, feel free to check out the link in the description below. I've got a free training where you can also join my private access school community. You can check out my comprehensive fitness program. It's a completely clear roadmap along with supportive brotherhood. It is filled with guys just like yourself who are young, skinny, natural guys who want to put on muscle naturally. The whole thing is all proven strategies that have worked for myself, along with countless other clients that I've worked with and help achieve similar goals. Don't make the same mistakes that I made as a young 16-year-old. Take that first step today. So yeah, that's about it for today's video. If any of that sounds interesting to you guys, check out that link in the description below. You can book a free one-on-one strategy call with me, completely free. We can discuss your goals, talk about some tactics, tell me what you've been doing, and I'll tell you how I can help. We'll talk about what's been working, what hasn't been working for you. And yeah, that's about it. If that sounds nice to you guys, hit me up. If not, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out. You guys have a good day.